Today's episode is not going to be on astrology, but instead it's going to be on meditation and grounding. Recently, over the last few years, Neptune has been in its strongest sign of Pisces, and that's its greatest strength, and it's in a spiritual decanate, the third decanate, which we're going through real spiritual trying times right now. And if people pay attention to the Schumann resonance and energies coming into the earth, it's bringing out all kinds of emotional issues and mental and physical aches and pains. And um, meditation and grounding are two of the best ways of coping and dealing with these things. And I want to explain why and how to do them. Um, I personally been going through all these things as well with aches and pains and worries and all kinds of things. And these two things of meditation and grounding have really helped me um, try to get through this. So without further ado, let's get started with the presentation. All right, why we should be meditating and grounding. As I spoke about before, we have these high energies coming into the earth and they're hitting us. And these are shown in the Schumann Resonance. Schumann Resonance is a technology that is out there that categorizes and surveillances and measures the energy of the earth and lightning strikes and influences of energy coming into the earth, which is impacting all of us. It's impacting the animals and the plants, um, human beings, and it's causing this disturbance. And a lot of people talk about this raise in 5D consciousness. Well, it's bringing like nervousness and tension and body aches and all these things because it's preparing us to move. It's clearing us out. And if we don't know what to do, we're miserable. Even if we do know what we're doing, we can sometimes be miserable because it's so intense. So I wanted to take you guys to NASA's website and show you what they have to say about this Schumann resonance and also this galactic org that is out of Siberia. So this is a very interesting website from NASA called the Schumann Resonance Animation. And it says at any given moment, about 2,000 thunderstorms roll over Earth, producing some 50 flashes of lightning every second. Each lightning burst creates electromagnetic waves that begin to circle around the Earth, captured between Earth's surface and a boundary about 60 miles up. So, and then there's what's called the edge of the ionosphere. So this is the edge of the ionosphere down here, and it goes 60 miles out from the Earth. And so what's happening is the lightning, those 2,000 lightning flashes every second are going out into this atmosphere and bouncing out and off that and coming back into the Earth and changing our frequency, our vibration, and really making life a little bit more difficult if we're not in a high state of consciousness to deal with this. And that's why later, when we get into talking about meditation, how connecting with that source energy will help us get more in tune with these higher energies coming in. So I'm going to show you a quick little video of what's going on. You'll see that little flash, that's a lightning flash, and then that's the energy oscillating all around. There's another energy flash. And as you'll see, when it hits the edge of the ionosphere, the Earth is rotating and it's hitting all different countries and cities and the ocean and parts of the desert. It's hitting everywhere. It's impacting everything. And so there's nothing not susceptible to this energy. And so the Earth is impacting this. It's absorbing this energy into itself. And so one of the answers that we'll talk about later on is allowing ourself to let the earth take this energy because it's a huge being. It's Mother Gaia. So as we go on, we'll see the other one that's out of Siberia. This is the Schumann Resonance, and it's a chart that registers the amount um, or how high the frequency is every hour of the day. So here we have starting at like midnight all the way through 24 hours of a day. Um, I don't know what day this is. It looks like it's 2/4/2020. So this isn't an updated version, but this has been going on for several months or over a year and a half, probably at least 2 years, where the frequency has been just going skyrocketing. And so we'll see they have here color coordination for us to look at, where the blue is the low frequency and the green is the normal. So we see a little bit of green, and then the white is the high. So we'll have these huge spurts, and all of a sudden you may feel like, man, got this pressure in my chest. Is it acid reflux or indigestion or something to do with my heart chakra? Or am I having a heart attack? Or some ache and pain. And if it's, and this is on Siberian time, so we can't really, we have to do a different kind of a measurement for other parts of the world. But these are sparking these reactions within us. And it's highly fascinating that there's this much activity going on in the world right now. And let's see, down here it says that the earth and humans vibrate. It says humans are tuned to the resonant vibration of the earth, which is 7.83. So that means human beings vibrate. That means you and me at the frequency they emit, at the ranges between 5 and 10 hertz. We are the same range as the earth. So we're seeing here 14, 20, 26, 33, 39, 45, 59. I've seen it even higher than that. So just think, we're at like between 5 and 10, usually around 7.83, same as the earth. And all of a sudden, the earth and us are getting hit with this huge impact of energy. We have to ask ourselves, how is this affecting us? We're not just becoming foggy brained and discombobulated and having anxiety and nervousness and heart and health problems just because of diets or metals in our bodies or different things. This is another contributing factor. And electricity really affects these things to a point that can be very troublesome if we don't continually work at connecting with higher states of consciousness to deal with these high frequencies, or do grounding techniques or energy harmonization techniques to really harmonize ourselves and let go of this energy into the ground, or it's going to burn us up. Just like meditating too long can burn you up because the body can't handle that, the energy coming up the spine for long periods of time unless we build up. So another point I wanted to make here was there's gaps. So like in astrology, we have retrograde periods. Like right now, as I'm making this video, Mercury's in retrograde. Well, it's giving us time to calibrate to the energy. If the energy just came at a high intensity all the time, it would burn us out and we would probably end up dying or be in an insane asylum or hospital, but we would all be that way. So like a retrograde, it gives us this time to catch up, get things in order, deal with the energy, clear our bodies and our minds so that we're prepared for the next influx of the high energy. If we're not doing this, we're going to have a more difficult time getting through this ascension process. So a lot of people have talked about the Schumann resonance, and I'm not going to go into great detail since other people have, but this is a picture of the Earth on NASA's website. And these little lines you'll see are tons of lightning going out, and they're hitting this. Um, I can't remember if it's like the ionosphere, what sphere this is. It says up in the top, but it bounces it back and oscillates this energy back into the earth, affecting the earth's consciousness and energy, as well as the plants, animals, and us humans. So here's a little short video showing you what's going on, and there's more lightning strikes occurring right now than I've ever seen before, and it's really pushing this acceleration of energy into the earth. So here we go. See the lightning strikes and it oscillates back down and around, bouncing so it hits different parts of the earth, different continents. The water absorbs it, the land, trees, plants, animals, even the insects, bugs. All right. So now I wanted to show you another video. Let's see. Stop share. Share screen. All right, now here is the Schumann Resonance from a different perspective. This is a chart that's that they observed from the Space Observation System at Tomsk Science University located in Siberia. So they use Siberian time. But when you look at this, you'll see the blue is the low intensity, green is the normal intensity, and the white is super high. And throughout the last year and a half, this white energy coming in is super high. Like normal's usually like right here, it says normal is 7.83, and we've been hitting up to 59, even in the 60s and 75s areas. And so this is happening because there's every second about 1,000 lightning flashes are happening around the globe that harmonize and pulse these, which travel around this pocket, sending electromagnetic energy signals to all microorganisms. These signals couple us to the Earth's magnetic field and are also thought to be very inversely influenced by the mass emotions and the sum of human consciousness. So here we have the whole mass consciousness being affected by this energy reflecting back into our into the earth and into our bodies. And so what do we do to deal with all of these emotions and these high intensity energies coming in? We have to find a way to let them go, because if we don't, it builds mental issues and physical issues. And if we're not paying attention, they can become, harmful to us. So let me go back to the next slide here. All right. So these are the pictures of light bulbs that I'm showing for a reason. So as people meditate and connect to source, we emit a frequency like a light bulb. This frequency dissolves darkness, thus changing the light, vibration, and frequency for all around it. So there's been studies done of in cities where like a majority, like 50% of the population or 70 to 75% of the population of that town or city meditate. And they find that the people are happier, the crime rate goes down, hospitals aren't as packed, all these great things happen when these people are meditating. And we can ask, well, what's going on? Well, they're bringing in the light from source into their body. So they're connecting with source energy on a daily basis. And as they bring light in, it affects everything around them. Darkness does not dispel the light dispels the darkness. So all these people that do crimes and criminal things, they become affected by all these people in their surroundings that are drawing this energetic force, creating light within that stops crime, that stops all these negative things from happening in their world. And right now, with the the climate of the political world and what's going on globally, this is a great time to be meditating because it will slow down, at least to a greater extent, people maybe rioting in the streets or committing horrendous crimes. So this is one of the points I wanted to make, why we should be meditating. So I've been asked, I'm a meditation teacher, and I've been asked many times, um, why the kind of meditation I do or teach is different than others. They didn't know that there were even kinds of meditation. They thought everyone did the same thing. And I said, no, there's all kinds for all different reasons. And so I thought I'd bring up some. These are not all, this isn't an extensive list, but so focused meditation is where people like stare or gaze into a candle flame. They focus their attention on that and and the mind stills itself. There's breathing meditations where we focus or follow our inhalation and exhalation. There's also guided meditations where we can go to group classes and stuff where or listen to these on tapes, audios, downloads, where we are usually taken on a journey either within ourselves or out in nature or out in outer space or wherever the instructor or the CD takes you. Also, a lot of people, um, listen to music or it's just sound bowls or chimes or some kind of instrumentation to get in that meditative state. Um, it's just like these states are just like calming to the body, just like breathing is. Um, there's also walking meditation, which is very common practice, where we use walking as a tool to focus the mind on our breathing, feet, arms, as we're moving and we're walking. It gets us into the present focus by focusing on the body, what the body, just bringing in presence. Eckhart Tolle talks a lot about presence. So being in presence. There's outward speaking mantra meditations where we vocalize a specific sound or sing the sound repetitively. So there's long mantras and there's short mantras. Like a lot of people like to say like the mantra Om out loud, Om, 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 or there's like Thirunila Cantum, or there's like even super long ones that I could go into that a lot of Hindus and people use to invoke a god or a goddess to come and take away a demon or transform their life in some way. And then there's also a different kind of mantra meditation, which is transcendental meditation. And transcendental meditation is where we think the mantra inwardly or silently in our minds. This method takes us deeper and deeper into the mind and activates the kundalini to rise up the spine and eventually transcend the self. So it's very, this is an inward working on the self. You say it inside your mind, you close your eyes, you may have a mudra, some kind of a hand posture that connects energy in this kind of a mantra. And when you're saying the mantra inwardly, It's cleansing and purifying the mind, the samskaras, or the mental scars or imprints on our consciousness, like from living life, like seeing a car accident or having a parent pass away or a horrible relationship. This kind of a meditation cleanses and purifies that out of our consciousness as we connect with it on a daily basis. So that's the kind of meditation I do that I find very helpful. And it also allows um, the Kundalini force and all the different esoteric knowledge to move up the spine and up the chakras automatically. It's like you don't try in this meditation. A lot of meditations are forced, where um, people think that they have to will the stillness of the mind, or where they have to will a chakra to open up. And do these people actually know what they're doing if they're doing that? Or is it better to use a mantra that connects us to the source and activates this naturally and allows, like they talk about the limbs in yoga, the limbs, everything grows simultaneously, the healing happens simultaneously. It allows that the Kundalini energy to come up and out the head and connect to that open field, the universe, or your own subconscious mind or soul, and work from a bigger perspective and let the source come in and clean up, because the source and the stillness in the source is far more intelligent than the human mind thinks it is. Far more intelligent, and it knows better than anybody what to do, and um, how to get this, what to focus on, what chakra to go to. It automatically can lead you, once you're adept at this, what chakra needs to be worked on, and it just does it. It just guides you right there. So that's my favorite meditation, but I do love these other kinds as well. I'm not saying they all have their place, because we all can't be sitting in um, a deep state of meditation, but we can like be listening to a nice type of music, or we can look into a candle flame, or if we're in our office, we can um, do a breathing meditation, or any of these kinds. They can be done anywhere, but you really have to sit and focus more on this transcendental. Even speaking mantras, we can be doing that in the car while we're getting dressed, but you can't do this other kind while you're doing that. It's more of a morning and evening type, or when the sun's rising and when the sun's setting type of a meditation. But it's highly, highly effective for healing and dealing with this, because you're connecting to that high energy, like Neptune is in astrology. Neptune's the highest frequency, and you're bringing that down in short spurts. You don't want to sit in that too long unless you've worked your way up. So it's attuning you to these higher frequencies that are coming in. So that's highly important. Um, so another important aspect of this is getting grounded. So with energies coming in, it is important for us to stay grounded. Why is that? It is important because the body cannot store all the various frequencies pouring in from the atmosphere, cosmos, and man-made devices. The frequencies, especially electric or electromagnetic frequencies, like we saw in the Schumann Resonance and how it's oscillating back onto us, can and do burn us out emotionally, mentally, and physically, which in turn can cause many varieties of diseases and illnesses. I mean, all this electronic devices that we have today, TV, cell phones, iPads, iPods, um, Wi-Fi. These, a lot of people don't talk about this, but they mess with our nervous system, and that messes with our thinking process, It messes with our anxiety, our depression, our happiness, our mood. And so grounding is a great way to let these things seep into the earth and not stay in us. The earth is this giant being. It's Mother Gaia. It absorbs this for us. It's one of its greatest gifts. And in turn, these plants, trees, hugging a tree, that's very grounding. It's taking it, and the roots taking it into the earth. So in meditation, especially in a transcendental or mantra type meditation, it is very important to ground, because we are spending a lot of time in higher energy frequencies and spiritual domains. We are beings of soul and spirit having an earthly experience. And so when we come down from these high states of consciousness, we must ground ourselves to stay centered and balanced. So there are many types and forms of ways to get grounded. Some people like to do gardening or physical labor. Many people love to run, hike, bike, lift weights, or any type of athletic activity. Now, I will say that those types are very, very good at getting you grounded. It does it and working with the earth, like digging a tree or planting, or you know um, being out in nature, hugging trees, or even at the gym lifting weights. You're getting out and you're exerting energy out. That's a grounding thing. So if we meditate a lot, um, we can be lost in this higher world and not grounded into our physical body for this physical experience. And so um, a lot of yogis have taught over the years that they need to do yoga or asanas before they meditate, because it's grounding, it's moving and contorting the body. So I'll read this. Before meditating, many people do various forms of yoga or asanas, which I just said, to ground the body in various contortions in alignment with the breath, to really get centered and grounded, as well as get the kundalini more activated in preparation for meditation. So then there's those who love doing visualization grounding exercises. So even if you're doing the asanas or yoga postures before you meditate, it's still a good idea, depending on how long you're sitting in meditation, to ground. Even if you're not meditating and you're just wanting to, and you want to ground, or you're feeling anxious, or these aches and pains, or psychological problems, or just off for any reason, body pain, you may want to just ground and not even be doing meditation. You can ground anytime you want, just to feel connected to the earth and not spacey or brain foggy or, dizzy or discombobulated. So I wanted to go over an easy way. Over the years, I've learned tons of different ways to ground. So I just thought I would share just one little exercise with you guys. And if you want, you can do it as we go, or you can just watch the video and do it another time. So sit in a comfortable position. Usually you want to be in a chair with your feet on the ground, so your feet are connected to the earth. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. Notice as the belly expands, as the lungs fill, and contract as they expel air. Notice this over and over for several seconds. Give yourself around 30 seconds of just noticing your breath. Then from your tailbone, picture a golden white light going down through the earth and connecting to the center. Connect the same light from the crown of your head to the source energy way out in the universe. So you've got this connecting cord going straight down from your sacrum, straight down into the earth to the core. And then you have another pillar going up out into the universe to the source. Allow all emotions, thoughts, energies, vibrations not serving you to go down the cord, go down into the earth. Then expand the cord about 3 feet in width which is the width of your aura, and allow the white light to take all the things stuck in your auric field down the cord and into the earth. And if you're having trouble, picture from your crown, energy coming through your crown, little specks of or swirls of light coming from source down and hitting any junk in the aura. It could be spinning around you, whirling, or it could be light zapping it, and taking that energy down into the earth. And then once you feel everything is clear, bring up through your feet earth energy and allow it to fill up your feet, legs, hips, butt, abdomen, chest, arms, hands, neck, face, and then head. Allow these energies to go into every cell of your being. Now, a lot of people like to use color when they're visualizing this earth energy. So I recommend using brown because that's the color of the dirt. It's very earthy. So you bring up through your feet this earth energy. And if it helps, we have chakras in our feet that absorb this up in. But if it helps to feel a connection, imagine like roots coming out of your feet, like trees have, and going down into the earth, absorbing this into the body like you're a plant. Feel it absorb up into through the feet, and then slowly go up through each body part, all the way through your abdomen, chest, arms, hands, elbow, through the joints, up into the head until you feel like you're totally grounded. And then when you feel completely grounded, just slowly open up your eyes, take a breath, and enjoy the rest of your day being grounded and centered. And if it doesn't do too much help the first time, you may have a lot of energies that you need to process and clean out. So don't be afraid to do this, any time of day, morning, noon, or night, or once a day. Make it part of your daily routine, maybe before you go to work, maybe even after you get off work, to cleanse a lot of the energy and negativity, maybe through co-workers, bosses, or associates, or even just dealing with life in general, the children, the soccer coach, or whatever. Maybe they had a bad day and they projected it onto you. This is a good way to cleanse and just allow that to be let go and let the earth handle it. So if you'd like to learn meditation in the deeper aspects and how to meditate properly, I have a downloadable version on my website at astrologywithjeffreybryan.com. And I also do private instruction if you prefer to have me teach you in person, and I do that via Zoom. And if you'd like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.